Salvete! Hello everybody! Welcome to another Latin learning video. My name is Stephen. This is a beginner's course. We're here on Unit 4 and in the last lesson we were looking at relative clauses. Qui, quae, quod, meaning who, that or which. So the boy who, puer qui, puella quae, feminine, the girl who, templum quod, the temple which. So qui, quae, quod, and then we also talked about sometimes that the relative pronoun, the word for who or which that's referring back to the antecedent, may be the direct object of the relative clause, in which case it's an accusative, and we put quem for masculine, quam for feminine, and quod for neuter. So for instance, puer, the boy, quem, video, whom I see. So if the boy is doing the action, it's going to be puer qui laborat, qui ambulat, who walks. But if someone else is doing the action, he's the object, you need to change the qui to quem. So puer qui ambulat, puer quem ego video, quem ego saluto, whom. Likewise with the girl, puella quae laborat, quae sedet, but puella quam amo, whom I love, because I'm doing the loving to her, she's my object in that case. So puella quam amo, vinum quod bibo, the wine which or that I drink. It's my object. You'll notice that the quod stays the same, nominative and accusative, but we have to distinguish that. We have to understand that it is an accusative, all right, even though the actual word itself has stayed the same. So singular, nominative case, we get masculine qui, feminine quae, neuter quod. Qui, quae, quod. Qui, quae, quod, meaning who, that, or which. Accusative, quem, quam, quod. Come on, let's just practice that together. Qui, quae, quod. Quem, quam, quod. Qui, quae, quod. Quem, quam, quod. Last time. Qui, quae, quod. Quem, quam, quod. All right. So that's last lesson. If you're not 100% sure about it, I advise you to go back to that lesson. But now, having mastered that basic principle, let us continue to look at relative clauses and relative pronouns in the genitive and dative cases, and it's dead easy, guys. All right, it's dead easy. So genitive first up. The genitive, which conveys belonging to or possession, in terms of a relative, would usually translate as whose. The man whose, the boy whose shoes are dirty. The king whose crown is shiny, that kind of thing. Or it might be of which, if it's not a person. You know, I don't know, the house of which the bricks are red, or something like that. The bricks of which, if it's not a person, it seems strange to use whose with something that's inanimate. But I suppose most of the time we're talking about people, so whose would do. And the great news for you guys is that one word does the job across the three genders. So in the singular, the word for whose is cuius. Cuius. So yeah, there's no distinction between masculine, feminine, or neuter. This is singular. Cuius. Say it. Cuius. So we've had qui, quae, quod, accusative, quem, quam, quod. Then we get cuius, cuius, cuius. Masculine, feminine, neuter. Cuius, cuius, cuius. Let's try a couple of sentences then. The master, whose house or villa is big, has a wife. We learnt the word for wife, third declension noun recently. It's uxor. Uxor. The master, whose house or villa is big, has a wife. Main clause. The master has a wife. Dominus uxorem, accusative, habet. Dominus uxorem habet. Whose house is big? Cuius. So now we insert this word. Cuius villa magna est. Make sure you make villa and magna agree. The adjective, alright, feminine. Dominus cuius villa magna est, uxorem habet. Maybe uxorem fidelem habet, from fidelis, faithful. He has a faithful wife. Main clause. Dominus uxorem fidelem habet. Subordinate clause, cujus, whose, villa magna est, whose house is large. So the cujus here is whose, it's a genitive relative pronoun. The relative clause is whose house is big. So that's inserted for extra information. Even though the main clause makes sense in isolation, the master has a wife. So the relative clause is adjectival. It gives us additional information. So let's try another one, this time with the feminine, but we know it's still going to be cujus in the genitive. So let's go to the matron. The matron whose daughter is honest loves wine. The matron whose daughter is honest loves wine. Main clause, the matron loves wine. Matrona vinum neuter amat. Matrona vinum amat. Whose, cujus, daughter, filia proba est. Do you remember that one? Probity, probus, means honest, good-natured, good. Proba, feminine. Matrona, cujus, filia proba est, vinum amat. Main clause, matrona vinum amat, she loves wine. Subordinate relative clause, cujus, whose, filia proba est, whose daughter is honest. So cujus, cujus, easy, easy. Right, you try. All right, you try now. Pause it if you want, think about it, and then do it with me. The gladiator whose sword is new fights in the arena today. The word for new, by the way, is novus. N-O-V-U-S, novus, novus, novus. The gladiator whose sword is new fights or is fighting today in the arena. Have you got it? So, main clause, the gladiator is fighting today in the arena. Gladiator hodie, today. In arena pugnat, from pugnare. Gladiator hodie in arena pugnat. In arena hodie pugnat, whatever. Whose, cujus, sword, gladius, masculine, second declension. Est novus, or novus, new, est is. Main clause, gladiator hodie in arena pugnat. Relative clause, cujus, whose, gladius, sword, novus est. Gladiator, cujus gladius novus est, hodie in arena pugnat. Well done, guys, if you got that. I'm impressed, that's quite a tricky one. Let's do one more with a genitive. What about the slave girl, the ancilla? The slave girl whose mistress is strict, think severe, works in the kitchen. The slave girl whose mistress is strict works in the kitchen. So main clause, the slave girl works in the kitchen. Ancilla inculina laborat. And that makes sense on its own. Ancilla is a subject, the verb is laborat. Ancilla inculina laborat. Let's insert a relative clause. Whose, cujus, again, whether masculine or feminine doesn't matter. And the cujus is referring back to the antecedent, which is the slave girl. Ancilla cujus domina, mistress, severa est, from severos, severe, strict, harsh. Severos, in this case it's a lady, severa. Ancilla cujus domina severa est, inculina laborat. Main clause, ancilla inculina laborat. Relative, cujus domina severa est. Well done, guys, if you got that right. Maybe practice just repeating that sentence. It's nice, I think, sometimes to have model sentences that you can just keep using as a way of learning the rule through examples. So that's genitive, easy. Cujus, cujus, whose. Let's do dative. What does dative signify? Dative refers to an indirect object. To whom, for whom, Or if it's not a person, to which, for which. It's going to somebody or something. There's an indirect object. And as I've said before, certain verbs tend to give rise to the situation requiring a dative. And the one obvious one that we've covered early on in this course is the verb to give. Dare. Should we just conjugate that together, guys? Dare. Do, das, dat. Damos, datis, dant. It's first conjugation. Do, das, dat. I give, you give, he, she gives. Damos, we give. Datis, you guys give. Dant, they give. Do, das, dat. Damos, datis, dant. Dare, infinitive. Do, das, dat. Damos, datis, dant. Because when you're giving something to somebody. So the thing you're giving, literally, is your accusative direct object. And the person to or for whom you are giving it, or to whom you are giving it, is your indirect object, which is dative, which means it gets a dative ending in Latin. So let's use that. And what's my sentence? The master, to whom I give the money, is happy. And I suppose I should tell you what the pronoun is. It's cui. So cuius is the whose genitive, and cui, C-U-I, is the dative, to or for whom, to or for which, and again it's the same throughout all three genders in the singular. It's just cui. So cuius, 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 whose, cui, 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 to whom, to whom, to whom, or to which, or for whom, for which. Cuius, 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 genitive, cui, 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 dative, to or for whom, C-U-I. So let's go back to our sentence. What did I say? The master to whom I give the money is happy. Main clause, the master is happy. Dominus, laetus, adjective, est. Dominus, laetus, est. To whom? Cui. I give money. Ego pecuniam, accusative, do. D-O, I give. Dominus, cui, to whom. Pecuniam, do. Laetus est. Main clause, dominus laetus est. Relative clause with a dative. Cui, to whom. Ego pecuniam, do. Let's try another one. What about the matron, to whom I give the wine, is drunk? The adjective in the dictionary form masculine is abrius. You might know the word inebriated. The opposite is sobrious, but she's not sober. You know, she's drunk as anything. Falling all over the kitchen. Abrius, you've got to make it feminine, of course. The matron, to whom I give the wine, is drunk. Main clause, nominative, the matron is drunk. Whenever you have the verb to be, is, it's got to be nominative. Matrona, ebria est. Ebria. If it was a man, it would be ebrius, but it's ebria, because it's she. Matrona ebria est. But we want more information. We further limit the noun, to whom I give the wine. Cui, C-U-I, cui. Vinum, neuter noun, do. Cui or ego, vinum, do. Matrona ebria est, main clause. Matrona, cui, to whom. Vinum, do. To whom I give wine. Ebria est. You continue the main clause. Alright, so cui for a man, cui for a woman, cui for something neuter, to or for whom. Now, we've had dare to give. I'm going to give you another verb that often brings about a dative, and that is the verb to send. I don't think we've covered this one yet. It's a third conjugation, and the verb is mittere. Mittere. Reminds me of to send a transmission across the skies. Mittere. And it goes mitto, mittis, mittit, mittimus, mittidis, mittunt. Because remember, the third conjugation, you've got the eyes going through it, and the they form is unt, unt. So mitto, mittis, mittit, I send, you send, he sends. Mittimus, we, mittidis, mittunt. Mittere, mittere, repeat it, guys, with me. Mittere, to send. Mittere. Mitto, mittis, mittit, mittimus, mittidis, mittunt. One last time. Mitto, mittis, mittit, mittimus, mittidis, mittunt. So let's do two further sentences employing this verb, mittere, to send. Because you send something to somebody. And the something is the accusative, because that's what you're directly sending, object. But the to whom, for whom, will be your dative. The king, we recently had that word, do you remember it? Rex. The king to whom we send the letter, the epistle, epistola, praises the soldiers. The king to whom we send the letter praises the soldiers. Main clause. The king praises the soldiers. Rex milites laudat. The verb is laudare, laudat. Milites is your plural, accusative, from miles, third declension noun. Miles, milites. The king praises the soldiers. Rex milites laudat. The king to whom, cui, we send the letter. Mittimus epistolam, accusative. Rex cui epistolam mittimus milites laudat. Rex cui, to whom, epistolam mittimus, we send the letter. Milites laudat. So in the main clause, the rex is the nominative. He's the subject because he's doing the praising. His object is the soldiers. Rex milites laudat. In the subordinate clause, however, in the relative, he is the dative. He's represented by, of course, by the cui, and that means to or for whom, because we are sending, and what we are sending is our object, the letter, and to whom we are sending it is indeed the king, represented by cui. So that's why it's dative. Let's do one more. What about the girl to whom I send the gift? Donum, neuter, like donation, donum, gift, sits in the garden. The girl to whom I send the gift, donum, sits in the garden. Main clause, the girl sits in the garden. Subject, case, nominative. Puella, in horto sedet, she's doing the action. Puella sedet, from sedere. Puella in horto sedet. To whom? Cui, I send the gift. Ego, if you like. Donum mitto. Remember, donum's neuter, so it stays the same. Words stay the same in the accusative, which is handy. Main clause. Puella in horto sedet. Subordinate relative clause. Cui, to whom. Donum mitto, to whom I send the gift. Puella cui donum mitto in horto sedet. So, guys, we've got cuius, 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 whose, of which. Cuius, cuius, cuius. Dative, cui, cui, cui. So let's just go through nominative, accusative, genitive, dative. We're just dealing with singular so far, guys. I will give you the plurals in the fullness of time. We do masculine, feminine, neuter in that order. We have qui, qui, quod. Qui, qui, quod. Accusative, quem, quam, quod. Quem, quam, quod. Genitive, cuius, cuius, cuius. Dative, cui, cui, cui. Again, qui, qui, quod. Subject case. Quem, quam, quod. Accusative, cuius, cuius, cuius. Cui, cui, cui. So there we go. We've done very, very well. We've expanded our repertoire and our ability to express more complicated ideas with relative clauses. I hope this has been useful for you guys. Do let me know if you have any questions. Please like this video if you think it's worth it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Gratias maximas ago et valete.